Hello, bookworms. Welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we are discussing the novel released in 2004 entitled Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. Now, this story is a Christmas story. Yes, it is about two main characters, Luther and Nora Crank, who decide for 1 year, because their daughter Blair has gone off to join the Peace Corps, they're going to skip Christmas altogether. Now that actually means skipping everything to do with Christmas. That's trees, carols, frosty decorations, presents, because they're going to spend all the money that they would have done and spent on Christmas and go on a cruise by themselves. The story takes on where everybody in the neighbourhood is questioning Luther and Nora's decision in relation to skipping Christmas altogether because it's completely unheard of and unknown. Everything potentially goes to plan. However, at the 11th hour, something goes wrong and oh no, Christmas is back on. This book is a very short book. It's only 200 pages or so. What I enjoyed about this book is that it took me on a journey for the first half of the book because it detailed Luther and Nora making that decision. While Luther was hard-nosed, yes, this is going to be the decision we're going to do, we're skipping Christmas altogether, Nora was a little bit hesitant, and throughout the story you can tell that little things play on her in relation to, was it the right idea to skip Christmas? I also like the flip side of that, where, say, the Crunk's neighbours, or street, or friends and family, all are like questioning their decision to do that. And while Luther's hard-nosed standing behind his decision, they're still questioning, going, but why? But why? It's really, really intriguing. What I didn't like about this book is how in the last, say, quarter of the book, it flips 180 and it goes from 0 to 100 just like that. Now, 3/4 of the book is the lead up to what happens in relation to, oh no, the 11th hour, something has happened. And it did really well. I found the pacing really good. The last quarter of the book just seemed really, really rushed for me. And I didn't really enjoy it, where I found that we were just rushing to the end, if that makes sense. Now, overall, I did enjoy the book, but it was more the enjoyment out of the first 3/4 of the book, where the Cranks were somewhat playing against the field in relation to everybody just questioning what the Cranks were doing and trying to get them into the Christmas spirit, but where the Cranks just are like heavily, no, we don't want any part of this year, maybe next year. The book did have a few decent supporting characters, but the main gist of this book is Luther and Nora. So with the book now read, you may be asking yourself, will John Grisham's Skipping Christmas go onto my bookshelf? Unfortunately, the answer is no. While I did enjoy this book, as I've said, I enjoyed 3/4 of the book. The last quarter I felt was rushed. We go 3/4 through the story playing against the field, which is a great way to tell a story, but then at the 11th hour something happens and it swaps dynamics. While I get why the dynamics were swapped, it could have been dragged out a bit more to allow for the story to breathe a bit, per se. It just seems like everything was crammed into that last quarter, and I was just like, oh, okay, sweet, this is what we're running with now. So, while it's a good book, unfortunately, John Grisham, Skipping Christmas, you have not made my bookshelf. You will go into the box to be donated, and somebody else will be able to pick you up to read. So, as it customs here at the Weekend Readers Book Club, as one book closes, another book has to open. So it is now time to find out what the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club is. Bookworms, we can confirm that the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club is Sex and the City by Candace Bushnell. Now, this book here has been sitting in my to-read pile for some time, and I thought, well, with the reboot on its way, why not give it a whirl? And so I will be back in the next episode discussing Sex and the City. So that there was our episode and discussion for John Grisham's Skipping Christmas. An ideal book. Like, as I said, I did enjoy a large portion of it. Unfortunately, I just wouldn't reread it again. But if you're on the fence about reading it, I'd say give it a go. It's only a couple of 100 pages. On a side note, Skipping Christmas was actually turned into the movie Christmas with the Cranks. So, if you've seen Christmas with the Cranks and you want to have a read over where the actual, say, story came from, John Grisham's Skipping Christmas. If you are reading along with us or you wish to engage with us, we are on Instagram, Weekend Readers Book Club, or on YouTube and Spotify, The Weekend Readers, where you'll be able to find all our back catalogues, and including this episode that will go up. Until next time, thank you again for joining us, and Bookworms, happy reading.